Yes. Hi, Matias. My name is Ash Singh. I am the adopted son of Mr. Carlos Slim, the Mexican billionaire, and I'm looking to invest in startups. How are you doing today, Matias?
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay, I start then.
Yes.
Um, can you imagine a world where there is no Amazon Prime? That's the reality in Latin America. E-commerce merchants need to connect with multiple last mile delivery companies that lack of technology, and consumers need to wait for 5 days. The e-commerce last mile delivery market is broke, and Treggo is here to help this any online business to ship their orders fast and easy. In order to do that, we are empowering and digitalizing small logistic companies by providing them with our technology. So this could be the way to unlock cheap and fast deliveries. We have been in the business for the last 6 years with operations in Argentina, Mexico, and Colombia, delivering year to date more than 3 million orders. Actually, right now, we are looking to raise 1.5 to grow our operations in these current markets.
Excellent. Great. Thank you for that, Matias. Let's get some feedback on Matias. Interesting positioning. You spoke about the fact that I think everyone knows what Amazon Prime is, and your positioning is you know, not everyone has Amazon Prime, right? Only Amazon has Amazon Prime, right? And their dedicated merchants have Amazon Prime. But if you want to leverage Amazon Prime, there's a certain percentage that has to go to Amazon, correct?
Yeah.
If I wanted to use, so there's two problems. One is Amazon Prime isn't everywhere. Number two is if you want to use Amazon's system, how much of, just so people know, how much of a percentage has to go to Amazon of your product revenue?
No, here, what I'm trying to explain
to sell on Amazon.
Company trying to sell the
Yes, yes. And, you know, as you were speaking, I'll share, Matias, what I was thinking. I wanted to kind of understand a little bit about how big this market is, because you have Amazon, okay? Then you have the other big players like Nike, and you know, those big brands. Yeah. And then there is a huge group of small businesses, okay, that require delivery services, okay? And people don't know this, but obviously, you know, some of us do, but small businesses are the backbone of every economy. But I want to know exactly who your customer was. It's that smaller organization, or are you also dealing with some of the bigger players? Because I feel like there's a specific product market fit for you, right?
Actually, if you see our customers right now, we have a mix between SMBs that are selling in Shopify, WooCommerce, Mercado Libre. We also have retailers they have their own platforms, they're D2C, and we also help 3PL companies being the last mile delivery partner to make the last mile for them. No?
Got it. Understood.
So in the end, we can help any size business. No?
You can. I just wanted to kind of understand where the focus was, because I feel the Shopifys of the world, those small players, are definitely underserved. Right. And when we think about last mile delivery, especially, they have to kind of go, you know, just point to point in the same city. It makes for a better value proposition for yourself. Right. Tell us, Matias, how much more efficient are you versus the typical delivery platforms in Mexico City?
In these 6 years, we learned that in order to win the last mile, you need to be the cheapest, the fastest one, and the most efficient one. And big carriers like DHL are good, but are expensive and not fast. Yeah. So our thesis, as I mentioned, is you digitalize and connect small logistic companies by providing them with our technology. I don't know if you know, but 60% of the last mile delivery market in the region is dominated by these small logistic companies.
Yes, exactly.
So we are connecting them and put them in front of merchants. So merchants can ship using either one own platform that is Treggo.
Yeah.
To ship their orders. No, so in comparison with big carriers, we are like 50% cheaper.
Understood. And have you built the technology stack to integrate with their e-commerce experience?
Yeah, it's really easy. One click, and you can have in the shopping cart of your Shopify, for example.
Got it. So you've built all these elements. You've done 3 million. You've done 3 million, 3 million deliveries already, right? Yeah. You're looking for 1.5 million, $1.5 million, right?
Yeah.
US dollars. Got it. You know, it's interesting for me when I think about what you're doing. My view around the way you've positioned it is interesting, but part of what I'm seeing here is kind of as you're talking, I was like, there is a bit of an Uberification around what you're doing, how it applies to Uber did to taxi drivers, right? There were a lot of small players. If you think about some of the markets, the bit, you're giving.
When I tell you, and a small person, really, and in the end, we see
part of the comment where you guys have gotten some traction on. I find is a little bit more challenging than the regular, some of the developed world, right? There's more dynamics there, and I totally see a fit for some of the bigger players that are heavily funded to come and play a role in your journey, Matias, right? Yeah. And so, understand that. So, let's continue the questions. There are some questions. There's a question from Eddie in the chat. How do you manage driver turn and irregular sized packages? Okay? This is from the crowd. Matias.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you focus only on independent drivers, it's natural that you have churn, because today you can have a driver that have 5 apps from Uber to Rappi to Treggo.
Yes.
That's why we also expand and integrate with use small logistic companies or life of technology. And the way for us to increase the loyalty and retention of that small logistic companies is by providing them a software, a tool that help them be more efficient with their daily operations. And we also want to add an embedded finance layer to the business by lending them credit and giving them access to capital so they can buy new minivans, they can buy new motorbikes. So in the end, Treggo turns to be their daily software. Treggo is their partner that gives them orders to increase their revenue. They have either capacity of minivans, and Treggo is a partner that empowers them to grow and expand. So that are the key things that we are working on to increase the loyalty and retention of the carriers.
So that's interesting, Matias. This did not come out in the pitch, which I think is really powerful, Matias.
Yeah, I have 60 seconds, so
but that's something really interesting, and that kind of when we ask these questions, right? It kind of because what you just described now is very different, and I feel a lot more valuable than the elements we've just been talking about, right? You're talking about the idea of creating a super app in the logistics space to help logistics companies obviously manage their parcels and how things are moving. But what you're also doing is ensuring that they have a very different
logistics. But it could be probably also interesting, as you said, to start the pitch saying we want to build a technology for logistic companies, helping to increase revenues, and be also their fintech bank or no bank beside that.
Yes.
In order to do that, we are also helping e-commerce merchants ship their orders and connect them with these logistic companies.
Yeah. Because if you do this right, then you can do this. If you do this right, then you can do that. It comes back to your big picture, right, Matias? That's kind of where you want to go with this. Okay. So, very interesting. So, Matias, I'm going to try to pitch the new idea, the super app idea to you. Okay. Because I just feel like there's just so much momentum on this, right? Tell me about the size of the logistics, the small player logistics community in Latin America right now, including Mexico. How big is that?
Well, to give you a sense of market, Latin America is one of the fastest growing markets in terms of e-commerce in the world. Mm-hmm. And e-commerce in Latin America represents a 100 billion market. No? And that 100 billion market needs solution to ship all that orders in there. No? So yes. We are seeing a TAM only in the last mile market around 6 billion.
6 billion. Okay. Total addressable market of 6 billion. Got it. All right. Okay. I want to pitch Treggo to Matias. Okay, Matias, get to be anyone you want to be, right? By the way, you can introduce yourself. I'm going to try to keep it within a minute of time. Sometimes I go a little bit long, but it's only because I'm trying to weave in some sound bites that might help drive and create value for you, Matias, but I'll try to keep it within a minute. All right, so Matias, I need you to introduce yourself so I can pitch Treggo to you. All right, over to you. Go ahead.
Great. Hi, Ash. I'm Mark Sequoia. Really interesting in knowing more about Treggo. So please share more about what guys are you building.
Wow, it's such an honor to be able to speak to somebody from Sequoia Capital. It's such a fantastic opportunity. Matias, I want to talk to you a little bit about Treggo, which is our last mile delivery platform. As you know, you've probably used Amazon Prime, and you understand that there is a huge opportunity now as e-commerce continues to grow to help facilitate last mile delivery. And our focus has been not competing with everyone in the United States, but we actually wanted to prove our model in Latin America. We've executed well and done over 3 million parcels in 3 countries in Latin America. Our view has evolved into something very powerful. We have found that last mile small player logistics company love our software platform. It helps them map their day out, get customers, and create real value for themselves. But we feel that we've been able to create something powerful, and our goal is to actually create the next generation super app for a last mile delivery system, ecosystem in the developing world. And our hope is that we have an app that not only helps people get point to point, know where to go, when to go, bring their customers in, but also help them in terms of creating, sustainable and profitable businesses, right? We help them manage their cash flow and maybe even eventually be in a situation where we can do revenue-based loans. And that would enable us to virtually own the fast-growing $100 billion e-commerce space, which is around $6 billion just from a delivery perspective in Latin America. I want to talk to you about this very ambitious idea of creating a super app. I think it's got a lot of potential, and we believe that the time and energy we've spent over the last 5 years we are the best people on the planet to make this happen. Would love to chat to you more about how this can fit in your Sequoia portfolio and potentially how this can add value to some of your existing portfolio companies. Thank you.
Thank you. That's really interesting.
Okay. So that was my view. Matias, I feel like there's something bigger here. There is something bigger that you're working on, right? And it came out in the end. Okay. I feel like there is no doubt that after doing 3 million packages that you guys know what you're doing. My hope is that we can elevate that, right? For everyone that's watching right now, the market's taking a bit of a hit. Matias, you know this, right? Yeah. VC market, everything's taking a bit of a hit. Crypto's taking a bit of a hit. This is a May, June 2022 conversation. Okay. Obviously, things go up and down, right? 6 months from now, things are going to be a little bit different. But Matias, I see you as a market owner. Treggo is a market owner, and I want that to come out, right? I feel that you can own the market, and if we think about where this can go, right? We suddenly interact with beautiful valuation from a fintech perspective, and logistics perspective. I think there's something very, very powerful there, right? And I feel like, given the market sentiment right now, I feel like that is that multiple return. There's that home run opportunity, Matias, that was coming out. Okay. And I really like that. So let's continue to work on that. I actually sent a message in the chat for you as well. Okay, Matias, I'll just bump up right now for you. Okay. And let's continue to evolve. And thank you, Matias. Love what you're doing. We got to get, love to see where this is going. And thank you again for your time today. Right. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Our pleasure.